Hey, fellow babies. Welcome back to Pachter Factor Live, or as Shane likes to call it, PFL. It's a beautiful Friday, outdoors, all sunny with clouds in the background. If you are a Patreon patron or a YouTube subscriber, thank you so much. You are keeping Shane in macaroni and cheese, so keep that up. If you are subscribing or not, please try to remember to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. If you do that, Amazon actually pays Shane. So you have to do that every month. If you haven't done it in a while, please check out the instructions in the show description below and relink those two accounts. It's free for you. My dog's howling in the background. It's free for you, and Amazon pays Shane. So make Amazon pay because you've already paid for it. Take advantage of your subscription. Today's question from SIFTD from JPZ311. With the recent Game Pass price increases, is Microsoft trying to get out of Game Pass and have consumers buy its games at full price again? I don't think so. Could it be trying to get out of the platform business altogether and just become a third-party publisher? Sort of. Why would it increase prices if Game Pass subscriptions are stagnating? Okay, all really good questions. I gotta be fair here. I don't think Microsoft has a handle on what they want to do. So I think Microsoft had plans when they rolled out Game Pass initially that they would grow to 100 million subscribers at whatever their initial price was, called $15. And when that didn't happen, they got pressure from management to be more profitable, so they raised the price to $20. And then growth stalled completely. Then they bought Activision, and they did it again, and they just raised price to $30. I think that the model is Netflix. Charge 10, and when you get to 200 million subscribers, raise price a couple of bucks every year or two. And when you get to 300 million subscribers, that's when you jack up the price. Microsoft's doing it wrong. So the way you ask the question, you're spot on. You don't raise price when your customers are shrinking. Now, it's different if you offer like a luxury product like a Porsche or something, and you sell $50,000 a year. That's just rich people, and they don't care if the car costs $100,000 or $150,000. You're going to sell the same $50,000 that you come out with every year. But it doesn't work for Game Pass. $30 is an unsustainable price point. You can say, what about all the people who buy Call of Duty every year? It's $70. So no, you're not paying $360 in order to avoid paying $70. But that includes Xbox Live Gold, which has recently gone to $10 a month, $120 a year. Used to be $5. And I actually think people expect something for that $10 a month. So bottom line is, I think you could probably justify $20 for Game Pass, but if you charge $20 on the console, you'd have to charge $10 on the PC. They just jacked the price on the PC up too.
This episode of Pachter Factor is brought to you by DeShazer Ryan Realty. It's time to find out why everyone is buying homes in Montana. Right now, Doug DeShazer has a beautiful single-level home with a triple-car garage available in the best neighborhood in Libby, Montana. This custom 3-bed, 2.5-bath home has a 500-square-foot patio for entertaining. It's built to last with solid wood core doors, Anderson windows, an asphalt driveway, central AC and heat, and a private well to run its sprinkler system. The price was recently reduced, and owner financing is available with 20% down. No matter where you're looking to buy in the US, Doug DeShazer is licensed to help. Make him your real estate consultant at 406-291-1643. That's Doug DeShazer at 406-291-1643, or go to LibbyMontanaRealestate.com.
So answer is, sorry Microsoft, I know you're watching this, and I have a call with them on Tuesday. They don't know what they're doing, and they need help, and my call with them Tuesday is to offer them some help. So I have some plans on what they can do better. I'm not going to share them with you here. I'm going to share them with Microsoft when I talk to them. But I have some ideas about how they can kind of figure out how to address the market and get a bigger subscriber base paying less. And, bottom line is, the cost of all the content that they have, forget third-party stuff, the cost of all the first-party content they have is fixed, okay? It costs whatever, X hundreds of millions or billions a year to pay all those people and run all those studios and create all those Call of Duties and Candy Crushes and Diablos and World of Warcraft. that's fixed. They know what that amount is. So if they add an extra 100 million subscribers, that's pure profit. So if they start thinking about their subscriber base as, we'll make a lot of money if we add an extra 100 million at $10, that's an extra $1 billion. They can afford it if they can have a path to getting to 100 million subscribers. And I've got a plan for them. But the answer to your question is no, they don't want to get out of the Game Pass business. I think that they are genuinely unaware or maybe delusional about whether people are going to quit at this price point, and they are. So I think that they don't see that. I don't think they're doing it to get out of Game Pass and have you buy games at full price again. But truth be told, if you were a Game Pass subscriber at $10 or $20 and you quit at 30, you're going to buy games again. So sure. I do think that they're going to get out of the platform business, but it's going to be very slow. Not next gen. They just introduced the Rogue, and the Rogue costs more than an Xbox. So it's definitely a super high-end niche product. You're just not going to have that many people willing to spend $1,000 to get an Xbox and then be able to play the games handheld. Like, that's just dumb. So the Rogue is already failed. It's a failure. Forget it. It can't possibly succeed at that price point. But the fact that they introduced it, they're in the console business. There will be another Xbox. It will not sell well. So this one, my guess is, it maybe sold 30 million units. And the next one, my guess is, will sell 15. But they'll stay in the business one more iteration. And, ultimately, I think the solution for them is sell a lot of Game Pass subscriptions. And you're right. Your question is absolutely perfect. At higher prices, they won't sell as many subscriptions as they will at lower prices. So what's the fix? I'm obviously going to explain this to them as well. Ad support. Shane just told me that The Verge reported that Microsoft's doing the ad-supported tier for $5. I can honestly tell you I suggested that to them about 2 months ago, and I'm having a follow-up call with them next week. So emulation is the sincerest form of flattery. I told them to do it, and they're doing it. I'm not sure they're doing it the right way, but that's okay. I'll work with them to get it right. But yeah, that's the solution. So the $30 tier is a non-starter. The $5 tier is a great introductory tier. You have to give people a place to trade up when they want to turn off ads, and it can't go from 5 to 30. It can go from 5 to 10. And I think that what consumers are missing right now, and Microsoft is probably missing too, is the future is not consoles. The future is connected TV. And I'm talking for single player games, not for multiplayer. I get the lag. But if you play a game that the entire game is in the cloud and you're playing just single player, you don't care. That's essentially what mobile games are. You're fine. You don't need synchronous multiplayer. You need single player and have fun with the game. You can do that on a $10 a month subscription, no special equipment required. And that's where I think Microsoft's going to head. So the answer is, if they don't fix it, they're doomed. Game Pass is doomed. If The Verge reporting is right that Microsoft's going to do a $5 ad-supported tier, they have a chance. I think putting restrictions on the tier, like limiting the number of hours you can play, is stupid. If people are paying you, let them play. Who gives a shit? There aren't that many people who are going to play 24/7. It's like having a buffet and saying you can only, stand in front of each course for like 1 second. You better grab one roll and move. Don't limit what people put on their plate. I don't think Microsoft is going to go away. I do think consoles are going to go away. It'll take another full generation before they give up on that. I do think Game Pass is too high priced, and they're not going to get any new subscribers unless they do a lower price option. I do think The Verge's reporting is probably correct, that there's a $5 ad-supported tier, and I didn't see that this morning, so thank you, Shane. But I think there's a lot more work to do. The easy answer to why raise the price is that they're getting profit pressure from corporate, that they're being told you're not making enough money on Game Pass. And, again, that's a scale thing. But, my guess is that just because of the loss of sales of first-party titles that they allow for day and date, they're probably pushing along at a very small profit, even at $20. So they go to 30, and then they can say, who cares if somebody doesn't buy a game? We're making 6 times or 5 times the cost of the game or the price of the game. And I think their math is we'll make more money. They might, but on fewer subscribers. So that 34 million number is going to drop to 20. It'll probably drop to 15. And if it does, they're going to find out that was a real mistake. Now, obviously, the 15 are only the people who bought Call of Duty, but they'll still sell another 10, to other people. Bottom line is, I think that they made a mistake. I think they're trying to make up the lack of profit by raising price. And price, the price and volume. Like the higher the price, the lower the volume. People are not going to sign up for this thing. Imagine if McDonald's, said, we don't make enough money selling a Big Mac at $4, so we're going to raise the price to $8. They would sell zero. There's some things you just cannot justify. This thing we're going to see. I think this is going to backfire on them, and I think they're going to see subscribers drop a lot. But that's why that Verge report resonates, that they're going to replace it with a $5 tier, and then they're going to report we have 40 million subscribers. They're all paying us $5, but we have 40 million subscribers. And the $30 tier drives you into the $5 ad support. But you've got to give people an alternative who don't want to watch ads. You got to give them an alternative to $5 with ad support. None of these guys understand, the consumer interface. Microsoft made a mistake at the $30 price point. It's going to bite them in the ass. They're making a smart move on the $5 ad supported tier. That'll end up helping them. So put them all together and let's see where they end up. They'll end up hiring me to counsel them on what to do. And again, I think I can help them. They're very interested. So in fairness to them, they know they need help, and I think they need a third party to tell their management, you're being stupid, trying to make too much money, and squeeze blood from a turnip is the old saying. You're being too greedy, charging 30. You need to tier the pricing accordingly, so that it makes sense for each person at each price point. Thank you to our Patreon patrons and our YouTube subscribers. Thank you to all of you who have linked your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. Easy to do. If you haven't done it in a while, check out the instructions in the show description below and get those things linked. Amazon pays, you pay nothing. You already paid for it. So please stick it to Amazon and link those accounts. I will see you all on Pachter Factor Live, or PFL as we call it, next week.